Okay, so we're going to talk about the second step in our crate training journey as part of our helping our dogs to avoid separation anxiety, especially if you have a young puppy. This is really important for you to be working on now before you go back to work. We talked the last time about getting the puppy offering to go into the crate, and now I'm going to talk about like how do we get our puppies thinking positively about staying in the crate. Nap time is a great time to do some crate work with your puppy. I gave Jameson something really yummy, something he really likes. I'm going to let him work on the Kong, and I'm just going to kind of sit here with him. I'm not going to just put him in there and leave right away, but he's already kind of tired and it's his nap time, so I'm going to allow him to kind of settle as he is eating his Kong. You know, if he's a little bit restless or worked up, that's okay. I'm just gonna kind of talk quietly and see if I can get him to fall asleep. Oh, you just bonked your head really hard. Yeah. It's okay, buddy. And sometimes if your puppy's really tired, they'll have a hard time falling asleep. If you think of like a toddler fighting sleep, our puppies are very similar. You know, I hold my hand in. Sometimes I will hold the thing I want them to lick or chew so that it's a little bit more interesting. I'm going to pull out here. Oh, my goodness. I'm just going to squeeze this through here so it's a little bit more exciting, more interesting to engage on than just by itself. Licking is great as it helps our dogs kind of calm and get some relaxation. Licking and chewing are great activities for your puppy as they are going down for a nap. The important thing is that we're not just putting our puppy or our older dogs in the crate or kennel and then just leaving them to their own devices to kind of soothe themselves when they aren't really capable of doing that yet. If I expected my puppy to be able to do that right away, he would be able to practice a lot of whining and pacing, biting at the crate bars, doing a lot of behaviors I don't want, and that might be construed as kind of anxious behaviors. So instead we're going to kind of work on supporting him to sleep and helping him relax before I leave him. Some days puppies will have an easier time than others getting to sleep. Depends on the day, depends on the growth spurt. If you have an older dog, it will depend on their exercise and activity and stress levels. That will all influence how quickly they can settle and go to sleep. If you are doing a crate or even just a kitchen barrier between you and your dog during nap time. And I don't always wait until Jameson is all the way asleep before I leave, but I do wait until he's calm and relaxed. So if he's still kind of pawing at the crate or pacing or whining or doing things that say he's upset, then I'm not going to leave him during that time. But if he's laying down calmly, at that point I'll start to initiate my exit routine. If I'm holding on something and they're really getting interested in it, I will just let my puppy kind of pull it in and see if they continue to be interested in it. Me holding it makes it extra exciting, so sometimes that's beneficial, but he seems like he's interested in it enough now to kind of entertain himself with it for a bit. Once I have my puppy calm and relaxed, chewing on a bone or licking a Kong, I'll give him another minute or two, but then at this point would be when I would start to think like, okay, I'm going to wander off a little bit, not quite leave him to his own devices, but maybe separate myself just a little bit and see if he's able to put himself to sleep after he finishes chewing on his bone. The key piece to remember as you're putting your puppy down for a nap or doing a modification of this for an older dog is that if we're leaving them when they're stressed, if they're pacing, they're whining, they're frantically like digging at the barrier or whatever, then likely those behaviors will continue even after we've left the room. And so working to help them feel calm and relaxed before you leave is a good foundation, and then we'll work on adding in like, okay, you get a little bit a ways away, or you go in the other room and you shut the door and then you come back. Things that we're talking on and touching on in other parts of our It's Okay to Be Alone challenge, but also that we would just build into a normal crate routine. Oh boy. Okay, I think Jameson's calm and relaxed and interested enough in his bones. I'm going to just start to make my exit. Practice this with your dogs, short and sweet. If they have a hard time or they're doing any really anxious behaviors, go in and modify a bit, make it easier, move yourself closer, because we don't want them rehearsing that stress response as best as we can control.